Hey, good morning, friends. Welcome to another episode of Team Jesus Outdoors. In this video, we do a little bit of perch fishing through the ice on Lake St. Clair. Hey, I have a few tips to offer for the beginner ice fisherman, and we'll talk a little bit about the equipment that's important for ice fishing. Was it? Were you out?
Yeah, I was out here probably around 7.
Okay. Getting them?
For the first hour. After that, it's going to be
Yeah. How deep water?
about 10 feet.
That deep, huh?
Yeah. Not going out that far.
10 feet's a long walk. Just the 7-8 foot break's probably a pretty good walk.
Well, of course, when I showed up, my buddy said he had a snowmobile. He was going to drag all that stuff out there.
And then didn't show up with it. Hey friends, leave a comment in the comment box below. Let me know what you think are the most critical pieces of equipment to have for ice fishing.
All the people hear their weeping, all the prophets fell off sleeping, all the children, there's no laughing. Turn their eyes to the everlasting. Waters will rise, yeah, they'll elevate. Climbing up high as they separate. All of my enemies who dare to chase meet their demise as they're washed away.
I've been ice fishing for a long time. I first started ice fishing back in the 90s. However, I've never gotten into ice fishing serious enough to go out and spend a bunch of money on really good equipment. I still don't have a flasher or electronics, but most of the time I've ice fished, it's been in smaller lakes or marinas, and it's really not been all that important. But on bigger bodies of water, you're really at a disadvantage without a flasher. What do you say, buddy? Huh? What do you, how deep you suspect this is? 6, 8 feet. You think that's what we're sitting in, about 6 or 8?
Guys are coming in from all the way out.
No.
A few small ones, that's a small.
I see there's a few holes punched back here, but they're, you know, not from the last couple days, but I'm not sure how far out I want to go with this fog. I've been trying to decide how far I can get away and still see the tree line, and this is about it, you know. If you're fishing without ice fishing electronics or without a flasher, be prepared to punch a bunch of holes in the ice. In fact, a lot of times, even with a flasher, you find yourself needing to punch a bunch of holes in the ice. Therefore, in my opinion, one of the most important pieces of equipment that I have is my power auger. I have fished with electronics and I have fished without electronics, and I can tell you that having electronics makes your ice fishing far more productive. In fact, if I had to rank ice fishing equipment as I believe it's needed in it, if I were ranking ice fishing equipment in its importance to an ice fisherman, first and foremost, I'd say obviously your ice fishing rods and your baits are your most important. But after that, I would argue that a power auger is probably your next most important piece of equipment. After a power auger, I would argue that electronics is your next most important piece of equipment. You can do without a shanty, or not go out on the most bitter of cold days. A shanty is a luxury, but man, without a power auger and without good electronics, you're just really at a disadvantage. Well, that didn't take long. Too bad it ain't the right size. Little bitty St. Clair Perch. I was getting a bite on this spoon, so I was paying attention to it, and all of a sudden that perch took off with my waxy worm on the other rod. See if there's any bigger ones in here. If we can find a few bigger ones, we'd be doing all right. What do you say, guys? Huh? Is it what?
How deep is it?
5 to 7?
5 to 7?
I don't have a flasher, so
You're making a video, huh?
yeah. You want in?
Look on YouTube.
You want in?
Oh yeah, why not?
All right.
How you doing?
Where are you guys from?
We're from Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah, we're from here.
Metro
From
Detroit?
Macomb, yeah,
Yeah.
Metro Beach.
Okay.
You're from here?
Yeah, Taylor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're looking for the big perch. We hope we're gonna find them today. They said it's gonna be slow, but yesterday they was catching big perch. So it's our luck.
I caught 2 this morning. Both of them all of 4 inches.
That was it?
Yeah,
A lot of small ones.
yeah.
But yesterday they said it was good. Very good.
Yeah.
I heard the
Today,
same thing.
Exactly.
why?
Well, if it's deep here, you may catch big one, I'm telling you.
I don't know if this is deep enough.
Yeah, I think they went to about 10, 12 footer deep.
I just talked to some guys that were out 12 foot and have slowly worked their way back in, and
Yeah.
said they couldn't find it. You guys have a flasher? Electronics?
No.
Yeah, that's the tough part.
That's the tough part, huh?
Yeah.
Not having electronics is just tough to make it.
Yeah, yeah.
That one's biting right
I don't know if it's that or the wind. You see that
Yeah.
that rod so
How you can see this line is kind of blue, right? You know, like
The blue stands out pretty good.
is that right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that rod tip's like a spring bobber.
Which one? This one?
Yeah, it's so
Exactly.
it's
Yeah,
so
very,
light.
very sensitive. Yeah.
It's useless for anything but that right there.
Right.
You know. Like I said, I've caught 2 little bitty ones.
That's it, huh?
That's
See,
it.
people, they drill me here, there, everybody is. Like, watch it.
I was the first one. Hopefully they're not going pilot. You know.
You know what? We're gonna wish you good luck. You make
Yeah.
a big jump on it, man.
Good luck to you guys.
Yeah.
Steve, I'm John
Nice meeting you.
Carter.
Okay. We hope we're gonna see this movie on YouTube.
Yes, sir. You'll find it on Team Jesus Outdoors.
Okay.
Oh,
thanks.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
And that's really half the fun of being out here. Just meeting new people. You get a bunch of people out here on the ice that you won't. You get a bunch of people out here on the ice that don't have a boat or have limited access to fishing opportunities. And the ice is kind of that great equalizer. I think I'm gonna poke a few more holes. As you'll see here, all of the fish I caught on this trip were very, very small. However, the fish were very aggressive. As you'll see while I'm punching some holes, this fish pulls the rod right off my bucket. I'll drill 100 holes with this thing, but you need electronics to really stay on it, you know? I'm over there punching holes for those guys. And here I got a perch. Pulled my rod off my bucket. Baby number 3. It's only 11 o'clock this morning. And there's already a lot of traffic coming back in. Any good? Any good? Unfortunately, all of them say the same thing. On this trip, I drilled a lot of holes and I covered a lot of water. I talked to a bunch of guys and everybody had the same experience. Just a ton of small fish in the Lance Cruise Bay on this trip. Another giant. This one's even smaller. Hey, another giant. Seems like there ought to be some walleye in here feeding on those. Yeah, it's just the right size too. Yeah.
That's always the way.
Hey, so I'm standing here a couple minutes ago talking to these fine gentlemen. This young guy right here, what's your name?
James?
James catches a perch, a little 4-incher, 3-incher. And while he's fooling with the perch, his other rod gets bit. And he's got him a 23-inch northern on a teardrop right in the face.
And this gentleman was kind enough to come over and cut a couple holes for us because we have a hand auger and there's every bit of 12 to 14 inches of ice.
My pleasure.
I got this out of the hole that he cut for us.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Nice work, guys. Keep up the good work.
Same to you.
I may have to punch a couple between us here. I've never landed a pike on a teardrop, I'll tell you that.
I'd say it's the first for me.
Yeah.
Let's get him home.
Well, by next year, I've definitely got to get an electronics set up. This is like a needle in a haystack. I could punch 100 holes today and maybe not find any sizable schools of fish. So without having electronics, basically, not having electronics is a real disadvantage. But since I don't have electronics, I'm basically using my jigging spoon to try to identify the bottom. I'm trying to find the subtle differences in the bottom from one spot to the next. So hey friends, nothing makes me happier than catching fish. Even sitting out here cutting holes in the ice and catching a little perch, I enjoy that. My preference of all my favorite outdoor activities, my preference is very, very clearly open water fishing. Bass, muskie, walleye. But absolutely nothing makes me happier than catching fish. However, that is not what brings me joy and peace in my life. True joy in your life can only be found by having a relationship with God. Oh, sure, you can find things that make you happy in life. And most of those are temporary, frankly. But you can find any number of things that make you happy in life, at least for a short time. But nothing in life brings true joy and peace to your life like having a relationship with God. Most of us have at one time or another had the unfortunate experience of knowing somebody that takes their own life. Getting a bite of my teardrop. Anyway, most of us at one time or another have had the unfortunate experience of knowing somebody that's taken their own life. And I am 100% convinced that that's typically somebody who hasn't found the joy and peace in their life that comes from knowing God. Lots of people that I have known who've tried all types of substitutes for God in their life, but those substitutes never replace a relationship with God. You see, the fact of the matter is, God is the creator of everything, including mankind. God created us to fellowship with Him. So we are simply hardwired, we are genetically programmed to desire a relationship with God. So people that ignore that or deny that, or for all sorts of reasons simply don't want to make time in their life for God, those people typically go through life with an emptiness and a lack of true joy and a lack of true peace in their life. It's my prayer for all of you that you would find a good church, find a spiritual mentor in your life, somebody that has that relationship with God, who can help you take your next steps towards a relationship with God, or help take you deeper in your relationship with God if you're already a believer. A little bigger.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That one smashed it hard. They're getting a little bigger. That's a good sign. Heading in the right direction.
Actually, a ramp, I don't know what, like canoe.
Okay.
Watch. Little booger. And right as you were packing up, I started getting into it. You might still be on.
Started getting some nibbles. He is on. You got a little one.
I had a couple of good bites. The one I was looking at putting, setting this one up. Kevlar, and they got a rubber.
Any good out there? Oh, hey, look what we got here.
That's not a slab day.
Keeper perch.
It's a nice.
Oh yeah, buddy.
All right.
Sandwich. That's for sure.
There you go.
That's about it out there. A couple little bites.
I got 3 while you were gone. All of them small, just a little too small for a sandwich.
Any luck? Huh? Yeah, 4 inches long. Yeah, it's me too. Yeah, that's what I said too. I had one about 7 inches maybe. Yeah. How deep of water did you try?
We were in 6 out there, but we're in 6 right here.
Okay. Yeah, I was in about 6.5 out there. Maybe even 7 at one
Water's
point.
clearer in here than it
Is it? Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's definitely a little clearer in here.
Should have been here 2 weeks ago.
That's the story.
Well, That's the way it always goes.
Yeah, it is. Even I heard yesterday. Should have been here yesterday.
Yeah.
That's all right. You know, I could have been sitting on the couch watching videos.
That's right. Yeah. I can go home and watch football now.
That's right. That's what I'm making. I'm making sure I get out of here in time for the game.
We're kind of playing right now. We gotta go watch. Leave so we can get to watch football.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Before my feet get cold and before I get too awful hungry and before that game starts.
Yeah. You can be when that game starts. You can be nice and comfortable.